Hey guys, I am hoping that some of you guys are in the room for this Twin Peaks chat because guess what? It starts in just 2 days, which is really hard for me to believe because I've been trying to catch up on everything for the past few months and I've actually accomplished that. I finished the movie last night and of course I finished seasons 1 and 2 a little while ago. But if you are here, let me know. I see there's a couple people waiting to get in the room. I'm not sure why it says waiting. Let me refresh and see if it says anyone's here. But I see 2 people are watching. So if you are here, let me know so that we can have a discussion. Hopefully you guys can give me your thoughts on this upcoming season. Hi, Nick. Thank you so much for being here. I remember seeing your comment a couple days ago, and Crystal is here. Thank you guys so much for being here. But I'm super, super excited for season 3's premiere. Obviously, this is something that is just craziness in the history of television shows because I don't think they've ever had a show that continued 27 years later with like most of the same cast and picking up where they left off, which is crazy because, you know, a lot of the shows have done reboots lately and included some of the old cast, but it's just like a different show altogether. They're not picking up where they left off. And a lot of the times, like those shows like Full House and everything were shows that actually ended. They weren't canceled like Twin Peaks. But hi, Ralph. Thank you so much for being here. My favorite scene from Fire Walk with Me, actually, I was really, even though it was a disturbing scene, I was glad to see how everything played out with Ronette and Laura, to see their final moments, like how they died and everything, which was basically the end of the movie. But that's something that we never saw in the show. So I thought that was really interesting to see how everything played out with her dad, who was also Bob at the time, and the other players in that, like Leo and Jacques. And I also enjoyed learning about Laura. Like, we basically didn't know much about her at all, you know, watching the show. She was very wild and crazy. She had lots of different men in her life. She was on drugs. There was stuff that I just didn't know about her that the movie revealed, which I thought was cool. And it was weird because even though they had a different person playing Donna, she actually reminded me of, what's her name? I don't know if you pronounces it Laura or Laura Flynn Boyle. She actually reminded me of her, which was really, really weird. She did such a good job that I didn't feel weirded out that it was a different person. I was like, wow, that was really good. The missing pieces, I'm not sure what that is. Inform me about what that is, Nick. But yeah, I really liked the movie. I thought it started out just a little bit slow. And I think that's why it took me a few days to actually watch it. And I had to purchase it twice on iTunes. But when it got into like the familiar people and everything, because, you know, it started out with like Kiefer Sutherland and David Bowie. And I was like, I don't know these people. But anyway, when it got into like Bobby and Shelley and everybody, especially Laura was the star of the show. Pretty much it was all about her. So I was really into it at that point. Oh no, I didn't know that they had deleted scenes. I guess deleted scenes from the Fire Walk with Me movie. I didn't know if that existed. And I guess I can get that on YouTube possibly. The movie that I bought, I didn't see that at the end. Of course, I just rented it, and it's expired, I think, at this point. But I don't know if it's on the end of the movie or if I can get that somewhere else. But yeah, I'll definitely check that out before Sunday. But I'm just curious to see what you guys think is going to happen, like in this first episode, which is going to be 2 hours. What do you think is going to be going on with Cooper? Do you think he has been possessed by Bob for all of these years? What do you think is going to be going on in the personal lives of all of these characters? There's just so much that they could do with the show because there's so many things that were kind of left unanswered, and you know, we don't know what happened to Shelley and Bobby. Did they get married? Did they have a kid or kids? You know, what about Andy and Lucy's kid? Who is that? And I love it, and I think I've said this in some of the videos I've done on this show, but I love the fact that it's been super secretive about season 3. They haven't really put out there who certain cast members are playing, like the new cast members. Are they somebody's kid or whatever? And I like that because even like the promos have been very like mysterious. They don't give away anything. It's basically just people looking into space or whatever. They're not even talking. So Ralph thinks that Cooper, like Leland, is not in control of his body. I agree with you, and I'm wondering if that's still the case after all these years, or I feel like it will be. But because if not, if he's like cured of Bob, then what's the point to have this third season? But something else that I thought was really interesting is from the actual show, I always kind of wondered if Leland just had like a mental illness, and he knew what he was doing to his daughter. But I realized from the movie that he was definitely possessed, and Bob was the one who was making him do things. But he was just a terrible person all the way around. I don't know. What I don't really know is, like, in the movie, was he always Bob? Was Bob always kind of controlling him? Because it seemed like there were moments where he was back to being Leland, but a lot of the time it seemed like he was heavily influenced by Bob. Yeah, so Ralph is saying Bob controlled Leland since he was a boy. Maybe the only moment of truth we got with Leland was the moment before he died, where he was like saying he was sorry and everything, which at first I didn't know if that was like sincere or if he was just mentally ill or what, but I think now that that is sincere. But I don't know how they're going to work this out in the third season, because Bob, the character who played Bob, is dead. So I don't know if they're going to have someone who looks like him or what's up with that, because I think he died quite a while back. And I know Ralph was telling me that a lot of the people, several people have died who filmed a little bit of season 3, or maybe filmed their entire role in season 3. So like the log lady, I don't even know. There's a long list. I remember right when I finished right when I found out who killed Laura, I looked up to see what the cast members look like now and who's alive and who isn't. And there's quite a few who had died before this year, but several of them have died recently. Hi Firkin, hi Mona. But the guy Ray Wise, I believe, is who plays Leland, is supposed to be in season 3. So with the supernatural aspect of the show, I'm really excited, because I feel like Leland can live again in season 3. And it's been a long time since we've seen him, especially if you watch this in the 90s. But I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen Leland, even though I saw him in the movie, but like we've seen him in real time, because after he died, we really didn't see him again. Maybe we saw him at the very end. I kind of remember Vanessa seeing some tweets from you about a show, but I thought I favorited them. But if I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm still catching up on everything, but I will check my Twitter when we're done here. Pete Martell, who was played by Jack Nance, as Nick is saying, died, and I did know that, and that is sad. Now, I think he probably died, though, on the show as well, in that explosion, correct? Callie says Bob is a possessing spirit. He can't have a lot of forms. It's cool they have a supernatural series so the characters' appearances can change. Yeah, I mean, so I don't know if he's still inhabiting Cooper, or if he will get into someone else, or what's going to happen with that. And does anyone know if they plan on doing more than a third season? I think I read that David Lynch said if it's popular, they will, but I don't really remember now. Ralph says Leland will be in season 3 due to part of his soul still being trapped in the Black Lodge with Cooper, right? And in the movie, they said that the Black Lodge was where the good Dale lived, right? So I'm happy for that. Like, I kind of want to see Leland doing his crazy stuff, like dancing and singing, and I really enjoy that part of him. I don't like the crazy killing part of him, but Nick is saying that David said maybe. So I don't know. It's taken this long to get the series back, and I can't imagine that it won't be popular, right? So I think that people are going to want a 4th season, but we'll see, because I know like David's kind of temperamental with that, so we'll see. David in the chat hasn't watched Twin Peaks, but was just wondering what it's about and should you give it a try. Well, I mean, the only thing about this show is what a lot of people have been asking me, can they just start watching season 3? And I would say no, it's not like a show where you can just jump in at any time. So Netflix has the first 2 seasons. Now, you don't have a lot of time, but you don't have to start the new season Sunday. You could DVR that or whatever and catch up later. Or actually, you can probably watch that on the Showtime app. But I would tell you that you should definitely watch the first 2 seasons, and I think you should watch the movie, which I purchased from iTunes, but it may be out there somewhere else. It's only on Netflix if you get the DVD, and I was like, I don't have time for that. So I think I actually shut that service off on Netflix. But is it like Riverdale? Actually, Riverdale was inspired by Twin Peaks, and so was Pretty Little Liars. So in a way, yes, and I would say in a way, definitely no. But sorry for the long answer. Again, for those who have asked me, and I've gotten many questions lately, like, can I just start watching season 3? And I would say no. I mean, you can do what you want. I just think I don't think they're going to catch everyone up or recap everything. But apparently, and I think it was Nick who was saying this on one of my videos, that there are some videos on YouTube that summarize both seasons plus the movie. And, you know, I don't know how good that is. Maybe it's good. I don't know. But if you want to go that route, if you just really want to watch season 3 and don't have time to watch everything, you know, I guess that's better than nothing. I would definitely suggest doing that, watching the YouTube videos, than jumping into season 3 and I think you would just be like, what? You know, Ralph says Showtime is going to milk this for as many seasons as possible. I think so. And there has been so much promotion everywhere. Like, it's got a special little icon on Twitter when you hashtag Twin Peaks. I have seen like contests for Twin Peaks stuff. You know, we've been seeing the commercials like crazy. I feel like there was something else I saw that I wanted to mention. Oh yes, I got an email just randomly from Hot Topic, because I guess I've purchased something there before, and it was saying that they are selling Twin Peaks stuff. So it's like, it's huge. This is a huge event in television history, and the promotion is just like through the roof. So I think definitely it's going to be popular, and definitely they want it to stick around as long as possible. Nick says, if good Dale is in the lodge and bad Dale is out and about, does the good Cooper in the lodge age like the bad Dale out in the world? Now, that's a really good question, because Bob, I believe, I mean, I don't know, because we saw him, I guess, in real time, but I don't know. So, you know, I don't know. And I don't know how they would do that. Would Dale, like from the 90s, is that what he still would look like? Or would he still be that age, which is probably what, or late 20s, 30? Now, I don't know. That's a really good question. Ralph is saying David Lynch is directing every episode this time around, as he only directed like 4 episodes in season 1 and 2. That's really interesting, and I did not know that. Mangesh, hi. Thank you so much for being here. Firkin says, you thought that David Lynch stopped doing movies and shows, and Twin Peaks was just an exception, so you don't think there's going to be a 4th season. I'm glad my dog is barking again. You can always count on her. Ralph says, if you don't watch season 1, 2, or the movie, you will just not get season 3. It's just that type of show. And I have to agree with you, because it took me a while, as you guys know, you guys have been watching me for a while, that it was hard for me to get into the show, and you have to pay attention. And I've also been getting tweets from people saying they gave up on it because it was too hard for them. I'm not trying to tell you to give up on it if you're watching it, but you know, it's not a show like, I don't even know what to compare it to, but it's something you need to pay attention to. I'm gonna have to go pick her up here in a second. Okay, thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to pick her up if she doesn't quit barking. Okay. Let me go get her real fast. Hold on. Take her back. We can't do that. We can't do that during the show. Come on. Come on. Oh. You're crazy. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back. She's barking at dogs outside. Stop. So Ralph says that Cooper now looks better in his early 50s than 29. Okay, so he was 29. 29-year-old Cooper with old man makeup on. So it's funny because Kyle MacLachlan just has a very youthful look. So really, he looks, you know, pretty similar, I've got to say. You can tell he's aged a little bit, but you know what's really funny is that I was reacting to one of the promos with the old cast, and there was like a character walking in like a wine section or an alcohol section of a store, and I didn't know who she was, and Ralph told me it was Sarah Palmer, and for some reason in my mind I thought you meant Laura Palmer, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to be rude, but like, she has not aged well. But I thought about that for like 2 or 3 days, and then I went back and I was like, wait a minute, that says Sarah Palmer, which was her mom, which she is probably pretty old by now. And that makes complete sense. But I was like, oh my God, like Laura Palmer, that doesn't look anything like her. She's played by Cheryl Lee. And I was like, oh my God, I feel bad for her. But you know, some people have aged really well and some people have not aged as well. And I'm not trying to be insensitive about that, but that's just kind of how life is, you know. And then some people have probably had some work done and some people haven't, you know. But Sarah Palmer, I think, is a great character. And she did look excited about the wine and she cracks me up. And I thought it was funny in the movie because she saw like the white horse again. I don't know. She's just funny. I mean, I feel bad for her in a way because she's had a lot of bad things happen with her daughter. Obviously being killed by her husband. I don't even know if she knows the husband did it, right? Does she know? And I think her husband was like, what, drugging her, so she didn't know what was going on. But I feel bad for her, but she's just got a lot of issues. So anyway, but like you saw Andy in that promo, and Andy looks really good. And then why can't I think of the guy's name with the earring, the feather earring that's like the cop? And he's funny because he looked the same to me, except he just had gray hair now. I thought that was really funny. Did I dress up like a fashion fairy? I don't think so. I just think I have a white shirt on. I don't know. Those things behind me, they were always behind me, if that's what you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, I have no idea what's going to happen in this season premiere, and I love that. Ralph thinks that the white horse represents the last of Laura's innocence, and then Nick and Ralph are saying that guy's name is Hawk. Thank you. Yeah, I think so. But it's funny because I mean, I knew that Laura was probably not the most innocent of people. But I didn't know to what extent. Like, she was involved in some, not nice stuff. And that movie really kind of opened my eyes to that. Like, just a lot of not nice stuff, I mean, I just couldn't believe how many different people considered her like their girlfriend or whatever. It's just really funny. Birkin's asking which new shows you're going to start watching since many shows are on hiatus. Well, I mean, Pretty Little Liars goes until like near the end of June. So obviously we're going to keep doing that. And I am going to do Orphan Black, which starts June 10th. And that's the final season. That's going to be another one for those who haven't watched it. You got to watch it to get that one. It's a science fiction show. And there's a lot going on with that. It's not something you could jump right into the last season. It's actually been on a while. So the White Horse is heroin. I don't know. I didn't know about that. And also, this is the show, like, I've tried not to read a lot of theories and such on, I try not to do that for any show, but that. Okay, should be back now. Can you hear me now? Let's see. You should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Hello. Oh my gosh. Okay, we should be able to. I think I fixed it, but maybe not. Okay. Hello. You can't hear me. Great. I had to, they turned the microphone off. Marlene turned my microphone off. Okay, let me talk about what I was talking about when you couldn't hear me. Nick listens to 5 different Twin Peaks podcasts, so there's so much different opinions. That's interesting, I'm sure. Absolutely. I can't even imagine. There's so much you could talk about this show for days. Okay, so I wanted to talk about Sheryl Lynn Finn, who plays Audrey. And I was saying, but you couldn't hear me, that there's been a lot of discussion about her and her character and what happened to her. And I try not to read too much of that because I like to form my own opinions about a show. But so the deal is, when it ended, they kind of made it seem like she blew up in the bank. But she's going to be in the next season. So I don't know if she is in the next season in like the ghost world, the special room where like the small guy is. I don't know his name, where everyone's like talking, but their voices are scrambled. And who else is in there? Laura, we see her there a lot. But anyway, and you know, I don't know, maybe there's a chance. Oh, she's in Shameless? I didn't know that. Yeah, she's beautiful. Always thought she was super beautiful in the first 2 seasons. Yeah, handcuffed to the gate in the vault because she wanted to, because she was making a stand, or she wanted to be there. But I don't know if she's gonna have, you know, they're gonna say she survived that or she died and we see her like in the red room or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, CW. Yeah, this is definitely full of spoilers, but I figured everyone has caught up if you guys are watching. I'm watching that. I'm sorry, because we're like 2 days away from the premiere. So I didn't think I needed to say spoilers just because I tried to tell you guys to catch up from a long time now. So I'm sorry. You might want to jump out of here, though, in case there's more, because there'll probably be more. The man from another place is the little guy. Okay, now I don't think he's alive anymore, right? It drives me crazy when they talk and their words are all like scrambled. I don't know. Have I read Mark Frost's book back in October? No, I haven't. Is that related to the show? Probably is, or you wouldn't be mentioning it, but no. But anyway, yeah, so I'm curious to see what's going on with her. And then like on her Instagram, a bunch of people have been asking like, what's going on with you? And why haven't you had as much press as like the other cast members from the past? And she's obviously not answering anyone because I'm sure she can't. Oh, the little guy's alive? Okay, I'm not trying to be insensitive calling him little guy. Let me just call him man from another place. So perfect. So he'll be in season 3, I would assume. But something else I wanted to talk to you about is Heather Graham, because Heather Graham is not doing season 3. Who is Annie? Annie shows up in the last season. Of course, she was like Coop's girlfriend. Was she in the movie? I swear I saw her name in the cast list of the movie, but then I didn't remember seeing her in the movie. I don't know. What did Marlene tell me? I don't know. I thought everything was fine. Can you guys not hear me again? I'm sorry. But yeah, for those of you who just really want to watch season 3 and haven't caught up and don't have the time to catch up, again, there are some videos, I don't know how good they are, that summarize the first 2 seasons and the movie that I guess is better than nothing. If you want to try that, I haven't tried them, but still, I probably think that you would need to watch, you know, the actual episodes in the movie. But if you don't have time or don't want to, that is an option, I suppose. My dog's driving me nuts. Carnival. I haven't seen that. But I kind of like him. He's probably evil, though, right? I don't know. I kind of like him. Oh, that book accused Lynch of killing Jack Nance and raping. Now, I knew that Jack Nance died of, like, suspicious circumstances. Wow, that's craziness. Okay. Ralph says Annie was in bed with Laura and warned her and told her about, yes, and told her about the good deal. Oh, okay, that was when we saw Heather, and I remember that. I just don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together and realize that was Heather. Okay. Yes, and then the ring. The ring played a big role. Remind me what the ring means, because the ring was a big role in the movie. It had a big part in the movie. But anyway, yeah, but is there anything else that you guys want to talk about as we're, you know, in regards to like what you think will happen? You can tell me your theories now that I've completely caught up. I don't know. I'm just excited. And yes, right. So Annie time traveled. Absolutely. Because Annie was in the end of the 2nd season and it shouldn't have been possible for her to be there because that was a prequel. Yes, very true. So there were things that didn't things that didn't add up in the spectrum of time in that movie that shouldn't have been there. She was wearing her Miss Twin Peaks outfit. Okay. That's really observant. I really like that little pageant. And she won Miss Twin Peaks. Yes. Interesting. I think that season 3 is going to be even more like messing with our minds and hard to figure out because, you know, the show is very in-depth. I think it's way more in-depth. Like for people who ask me, is this like Pretty Little Liars or Riverdale? No. I mean, I think it's way in another level. Probably on much more of another level than most of the shows that I watch and review on here. So yeah, I mean, that's why I'm saying, just to be completely honest, if you haven't watched all the episodes in the movie, you probably gonna be lost. I'm not saying that because I don't want you guys to participate in the chats or anything. You can definitely come. I just don't think you're gonna know what we're talking about. Nick says the crazy stuff with David Bowie and all the scene about the convenience store was weird. Yes. Oh, okay. So Ralph says the ring was Teresa Banks, and when Agent Chester Desmond found it, he disappeared. Okay, so the ring is kind of like some kind of spiritual something as well. I don't know, but I really enjoyed how, oh, this is similar to Dale's ring, which the giant took. Okay, so I just enjoyed how I feel like the movie kind of tied up some loose ends from the show. So I'm sure at the time, I don't know how long after the show was canceled the movie came out, but I think that it was probably awesome for people who watched it back then. I know Ralph watched it back then. Maybe you did too, Nick. I'm not sure. Yeah, almost 7K. That's cool. I will be happy to get to 7K. Thank you, CW. I appreciate it. Yeah, Callie, definitely. Twin Peaks is just, it's just different. I feel like it's more of an adult show, which I don't always do on my channel. It's more of like a thinking show, you know. And I do love like teen shows, etc. I still like those. I'll still do those. But, you know, it's a little more adult, which I'm an adult, so it's okay. Sometimes I need to do those types of shows, and I watch those types of shows. I don't always do them, you know, on here, but I don't always watch high school shows. Yeah, not long ago I was at 5K. Honestly, I owe it to you guys for supporting me and coming to my chats and supporting my videos. I appreciate that so much. I would have 0K if, you know, I didn't have you guys. I would have a channel where I just talk to myself. So I really appreciate that. Yosef, okay, that's your name. Thank you. That's easier than your title. Dr. Jacoby, right. So did you guys know that Dr. Jacoby, do you guys know Amber Tamblyn? Dr. Jacoby in real life is Amber Tamblin's dad. I think his name is Russ Tamblyn, maybe. But anyway, yeah, well, thank you. No, I appreciate you guys, and thank you for being here, and thank you for, you know, like these live chats obviously would not even be here if nobody came to them. Yeah, and I agree. I mean, we all have, you know, whatever. Everyone who does, I love, like, I'm friends with pretty much everyone who does, or a lot of people who do reviews in the community. So everyone has a different style, but I am supporters. I think we all support each other, which is awesome. It's not like a competition or anything. Definitely it's not, you know, and some people have way more subscribers than me and some have less, so whatever. I don't look at it like that. Like, I'm here doing this because I like it, you know, honestly. And it's very cool that I found other people who like talking about this as well. Oh, I said it right? Okay, cool. I'm glad I said your name right. Awesome. Yeah, I need to watch the second trailer, which I was going to do a reaction to that, and like I got busy. I don't know. I just didn't do it. But it has Lucy, Shelley, Albert, and Gordon. Yes. And somebody was telling me, and I haven't looked up Lucy lately, the woman who plays Lucy, but somebody commented that she looked amazing, like she looked like she did in the 90s. So I'm interested to see that. Yeah, Russ Tamblyn. Right. I don't know if you guys remember Amber. I can't remember what she's been in, but I watched some show where she was like the lead. It's probably been a while, maybe like 10 years ago. But when I looked up the cast members' names, I was like, wait, Tamblyn is not that common of a name. I bet he's related to Amber. Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, that's what I wanted this to be. I wanted it to be interactive, and that's why I try to. It's getting harder now, I'll be completely honest, but I'm trying to respond to everyone's comments. Sometimes with like Pretty Little Liars and stuff like that, I get so many that I just can't even keep up. And then for some reason, YouTube puts a lot of them in spam. So I always have to go there a few times a week and dig everyone's out of spam. And sometimes it'll be people that are, you know, people who comment all the time, and I find you in spam. So I just hope no one is, you know, insulted or anything if I don't always reply, but I'm trying. Donuts and cherry pie for Sunday night. That sounds perfect. And coffee, right? Like a big vat of coffee, not like Starbucks lattes. Yusuf, I mean, you can if you want. I don't know how long it takes to make a new banner, but you know, the Pretty Little Liars one you made is good because we're in the final season of that, and I think I could leave that one up until the end of June. So I will leave that up to you because I'm not good with those types of tech things, and I don't know how much work it takes. And you know, that's entirely up to you. But thank you. I really like the Pretty Little Liars one very much. Thank you, Callie. I'm probably not even saying your name right, but thank you for the compliment. Okay. You got school exams for 4 weeks? Oh, wow. Because like here, most people are out of school or almost out of school. It's like the last week of like high school and stuff, and then college has been out since like early May. So yeah. But any more questions about Twin Peaks or theories you want to share or anything like that? I know that I don't have a ton of people who watch my channel who watch Twin Peaks, and that's okay. I think we'll pick up more people as we go on. So I think we're going to probably have new people in these chats as the show starts on Showtime. So I'm expecting that. Yes, Andy, you definitely need to, because we only have like a couple more days. Ralph says, do I think the death for the season will be from this generation of high schoolers? Yeah, I think it could be. But I think that they're not afraid to kill off somebody from the past too. I mean, I don't think they're going to kill Cooper or anything, but yeah. I mean, there's a lot of big name people in here who are new. So, right. So I'm expecting these chats to have more people in them as the show, because we haven't even started the show, as time goes on. And I'm going to start doing the live chats on Mondays at 5 p.m. Eastern for Twin Peaks. I needed to mention that to you guys. So hopefully you guys will be able to be there. But again, I know a lot of people come to my same stuff, like everybody watches the same things. And I know this is going to be kind of different, because I know people don't want to watch all of this, because it took a lot of work to go back and watch all of this, and I'm very glad that I did. But I know everyone's not going to do that, so that's completely fine. So I think we'll be meeting new people over the next few weeks, and we'll all bond with the love of Twin Peaks. But I just think this is really special and very cool that the show is coming back. And of course, I love Shelley, so it's like, yes, I get to see more Shelley. I mean, because Riverdale's over, so I think I'm saying her name wrong. How do you say her first name? I don't think it's Madchen. I feel like I'm saying the A part wrong. Ben and Jerry Horn. Yeah, yes. Super excited to see them. Yeah, I can do a regular chat sometime soon. That would be fine, because I don't have a lot of shows going on right now. So we can maybe do that sometime next week. I'll let you guys know. Andy ordered the DVD. As soon as it comes, the series link appeared on satellite TV, so you wasted. Well, it's funny because Showtime, I don't know if it's on the app, but Showtime has been airing the entire like seasons, 2 seasons. Madchen, that's how I've been pronouncing her name, so I was hoping that was right. Thank you, Yusuf. But anyway, yeah. So, and Netflix has both seasons if you want to watch it, if you have Netflix. So but I guess I'm gonna wrap things up here, but I just wanted to thank you guys for being here, and for those of you who haven't caught up, you still have a little bit of time, and I understand if you can't catch up, or if you can't be, I mean, of course you can come to these and I just feel like you're gonna be lost, but you know. So Showtime's rerunning all of the episodes tomorrow. Okay, so if you have Showtime, and I guess that's probably gonna be only for people in the US, you know, I don't know, but you could definitely binge it all day if you have time. But there's different ways to watch it. It's just we're running out of time. It's a big commitment at this point. So plus there's probably people who have caught up and are going to watch who aren't in this live chat who will watch this later. But I hope you guys have a really good weekend. Probably see you again Monday with my live chat for Twin Peaks. Well, and then I have to do a video too. The owls are not what they seem. The owls are very symbolic on this show. Thankfully, my dog quit barking. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for being here. It was fun talking to you guys, and I'm more excited now than ever for season 3. And I really cannot wait till Sunday. I'm so excited. Can't wait to see what happens. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.